I want to talk a little bit today about trust in romantic relationships because I'm seeing a lot of injured people with some severe trust issues due to failed relationships in the past, cheating, a feeling of being taken over, perhaps even some abusive relationships. Whichever is your issue, today I want to kind of discuss how you can recognize that you even have them, because some people don't know that that's what is motivating them and causing them to have so much fear when it comes to a relationship. Now, one thing that I have to say is that, I was having a discussion with some gentlemen recently that felt a woman can love a man but not want him to lead her. This is very important to these guys, that they feel like they're in the leadership position in their relationships. And they felt that, a woman could love a man and still not trust in his decision-making ability and want him to lead her. I think that is faulty because of the fact that in a truly romantic relationship, which involves passion for a woman, a feeling, a lot of respect for that man, and admiration for who he is as a person, that kind of love is impossible if that woman has no trust for that particular gentleman. It cannot be. Now, she may care for him, but her feeling for him is much like a parent to a child or a person for their favorite pet. It's not the kind of deep, romantic, I will die for you love that novels and romance stories are written about. This is more of a companionable kind of, you'll do type of love. And I think both people in a situation like that are being cheated. They're cheating themselves and they're cheating each other from the richness that a really deep and loving relationship can provide. You can only get that kind of benefit from a romantic relationship if you are willing to put yourself on the line and take the risk of being hurt. Now, that's where I come in with the topic for today, because if you are not willing to open yourself up and risk being hurt, you cannot possibly experience the full richness of love. You just can't do it. Love cannot exist in an environment of fear. It just won't happen. You can have some kind of relationship, some semblance of one, I would imagine, but it's more of of some kind of sick attachment. I've seen that, where people can't stand each other. There's so much verbal and physical and psychological abuse between the two of them. No love, no respect. They can't stand each other, yet they stay together and call themselves having a relationship or even a marriage. And it's some kind of sick, twisted nonsense, but it is not love. And that's where I want everyone to go with this. Now, one of the things that I think is important for women to understand is the psychology of men. Men have some basic primal needs in a relationship that involve your loyalty, your respect, to travel, to what I call travel light, for your love, and to be considered special and important to you. If any one of those ingredients is missing, your man will have a hard time committing to you and or staying committed. Now, I'm going to touch on each one of those things just a little bit because, ladies, this is key. And the things I'm going to go over with you mean basically that if you're with a man and you can't respond positively to him in all 5 of these categories, it basically means that you're with the wrong man. That's what that means. So if you can't acknowledge that the man that you're with is special, that he may be different from other guys that you've met or dated or been involved with or know or whatever, there has to be something about this man that you acknowledge as being different, special, and unique enough that makes him intriguing and interesting to you. He stands out to you from the other men. Okay, so you if you don't feel that about your guy, you with the wrong brother, wrong man. Men, these things kind of go for you too, but I'm talking right now about men's top 5 needs. I think I'll do a different video for what men need to acknowledge about women. So right now we'll just stick to men. Men need your loyalty, ladies. That means if you're out in a public place, you're going to treat him with respect. You're not going to loud talk him. You're not going to like publicly disagree with him, you know, and embarrass him, this kind of stuff. I've seen women do this, and not just black women. I've seen women of all races do it. So, you know, before people try to jump on the bandwagon to say anything about, yeah, see, that's what sisters do. No, 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 no. This is an issue, I think, that has more to do with socialization in our culture than anything else. So, you know, again, if you have a man that you feel like you really need to disrespect, to put him in his place, to put him in check, all this kind of stuff, you're with the wrong man. Your man needs your respect. Now, he should be doing something that is respectable with himself. He should be a respectable person. He should not be a nam, and if you don't know what that is, look at that other video. He should not be that, which is a nothing-ass man. He needs to be, you know, have himself together and be on the path to even higher levels of achievement and greatness. He should not be just sitting on the couch playing with the PlayStation, busting down 40s, hanging with his boys, you know, chilling at the crib, all this kind of stuff. He needs to be doing the proper things and appropriate things that men do. The need to travel light means that, you know, you're not going to be burdening him down with a whole bunch of nothing. You know, of course he has to be responsible for the things that he needs to be responsible for, but there are things that you need to do for yourself. And if you find that he is trying to overdo for you, you know, I mean, he's caring about, he's trying to take care of you, but you need to stop him. Say, you know, baby, I got this. You know, save you for the big stuff. This is the little stuff. I can do this, you know, by myself. And just let him go. Let him go, you know, do his thing. Don't always burn him down with honeydew chores. You know, sometimes you might need to hire somebody and let him go and play if he's worked 6 days that week. You know, think about things like that and try to take some of the pressure off, because a lot of men won't know to take it off themselves until they get, like, totally overburdened and you guys are in a big fight. The number 5 thing that men need, and a lot of them have a real hard time acknowledging this need, is to feel emotionally close to you. Now, for guys to get close, this becomes a problem, because a lot of them, once they start feeling those love feelings, the control that they have as men, they start to lose it. And they're in strange territory. It's like being on quicksand for them. They don't like it. So it's the kind of thing that as you see he's starting to love you, you know, try if you can to make it as easy for him to transition as possible, because women talk about emotions and something that we deal with pretty much every day. For most men, they fall in love once, maybe twice in their life, and it's, you know, it's a foreign feeling for them. They don't quite know what to do with themselves. They feel, you know, they feel weak, confused, out of control, and they don't quite know how to handle it. It's generally easy, I think, for women to admit that they want to be physically close, that they want to hug, that they would like to, you know, get some affection, hold hands, this kind of thing. For a lot of guys, that is very difficult and challenging. And then they resort to their masculine shield, which is all the things that they've been socialized to associate with manhood. What are these sets of behaviors that men adopt? They involve things like, you know, he has to feel like he's strong all the time, that he's in control, that nobody runs him, that you know, that he's invincible, that nobody can hurt him. He can't really be, you know, touched too deeply. He's not going to cry. Like, you know, if it's a happy moment, he's not going to cry. If it's something sad, he's got to man up. He's got to, you know, hold it in. And underneath all that, though, men are just as afraid of being alone and lonely by themselves. They're just as afraid of being hurt. They're just as afraid of losing someone that they love. They're just as afraid of all of those things as you are. But his need to be, quote, a man is going to make him adopt a bunch of postures, attitudes, and pretenses that really are trying to cover up that vulnerability that he's feeling. So don't fall for it though, ladies. It's, you don't need to throw it in his face. I'm not saying that. But understand that men go through life with a mask on, a shield, because of their socialization. Many times the only place he can take it off is when he's in private with you. So you need to figure out a way to encourage that to happen. But like I said, the number one most important thing is for you to figure out if you're with the right man. Because if you're with the man that you're treating like a child, that you don't trust his judgment, you're always running behind him, checking what he's done, to ask him a bunch of questions to see if he thought this through right and all this kind of stuff, then that means you don't trust that man. You don't trust his decision-making capabilities. You don't really trust his behaviors. You don't trust his maturity. And if you have a man like that you really don't trust on that level, what are you doing with him? You're treating him like a child, and that is not going to be conducive to any kind of romantic involvement between the two of you. It's hard to get hot and bothered about a man who you feel like you need to baby. Okay? So that's what I have to say about the issues of trust and how women rather need to trust a man to create a strong bond and put him in a position of knowing that you believe in him and trust in his judgment. And this is not to say you have a control freak who wants to dictate and control you like a marionette. I'm not saying that at all. But, there are going to be times when both of you need to make decisions in the best interest of your relationship and your family. And you should have the confidence in each other to go forth and do that, knowing that business will be taken care of, and that it's just like if you were making the decision, even though you're not there. My name is Deborah Cooper. I'm the advice columnist on survivingdating.com and examiner.com. I welcome your comments.